Happy New Year. It's February, a bit late in the year, but sure, we haven't seen each other, so Happy New Year. What did you get up to?
I just popped out of work for a minute here in Melbourne CBD, and I wanted to play a game with you.
A game? Sure, I love games. What is it?
It's called Spot the Westerner.
Huh, that's weird. Normally that racist game here is called Spot the Aussie. Wonder why you said Spot the Westerner. Oh wait, this is you, right? On the One Nation website? Originally from Italy and only migrated to Australia about 10 years ago, right? So you've gone with Spot the Westerner. I see what you did there. Now I'm not going to show the people because, well, you showed a bunch of faces that were just out in public trying to enjoy their New Year's celebrations. So let's move on from there, shall we?
It doesn't look like a Western nation at all, isn't it?
Now that wasn't really grammatically correct English. You wouldn't really say, isn't it, at the end, right? Like if you're trying to confirm a point about a sentence you've just said, you would more say right as a question mark. But that's understandable because according to your own little blog here, you arrived in Australia in 2016 and spoke little to no English. So congratulations for you taking up and speaking English. It's a really tough and difficult language to learn. And in that same blog that she's written here, she says out and open that she only renounced her Italian citizenship just before the 2025 elections so that she could actually run for parliament, and that it's not a rejection of her roots. And in that first article I pointed out, she shows that she done a double degree in politics and international relations and sociology from the University of Melbourne. So she may have been able to stay here on maybe a student visa, which if you look at these latest stats from the ABS, temporary students make up the largest group of migrant arrivals, with literally over, this year, over half of the arrivals being students. So congratulations to her for migrating from Italy, coming here, studying within an Australian university, and then deciding, hey, I love this country and I want to stay. It's an age-old story that many migrants have in this country. But it is interesting that she sort of groups Western culture together, because I'd have to argue that Western culture isn't really a singular thing. Like if you travel Europe, which I have, you go to France, Germany, Austria, Italy, they all have their own little unique bits of culture. And when the Italians and Greeks first moved to Australia, they definitely weren't considered to be of the same culture. And even the Wogboy movie from 2000s, it takes a very satirical look at how Greek and Italian culture really did struggle to try and sort of find their foothold within Australia. But much of their culture, like in Melbourne where she was standing, and like with coffee culture, is now considered to be part of Australian culture, right? Because while coffee was introduced in Britain in the 1700s, they're pretty well known for being tea drinkers. So people from her culture, like people that have migrated to Australia in the past, are an amazing example of how multiculturalism in Australia really does flourish.
Multiculturalism is a failed concept. When you start seeing demographic change and clusters of groups of people that are supposed to be a minority, and all in a sudden we are the minority, it is a problem, and a big one.
Like we just talked about, you're Italian, and Italians that migrated here in the past would have been the minority that have flourished in this country.
All we need to do is looking at Europe, what is happening there in Germany and the UK and France and Italy. It is terrifying, and we must oppose it with everything we got.
So wait, you're opposed to people from one country migrating to another country, and what's the big fear here? That they're gonna sell themselves out and start hawking themselves to a far-right political party? The hypocrisy of these fucking people.